All right, guys, here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to do something that I don't do a lot of, but I will on certain occasions. I'm going to show you how I fish for crappie. And when I say how I fish for crappie, the settings I have, the depth settings I have, the sensitivity settings and noise rejection settings I have. And what I'm doing is these fish are spawning on these cypress trees. And what they're doing is they're anywhere from the surface down to 5 or 6 foot. And I move tree to tree to tree. But you need to have a good setup in order to do that, because you need to see them at a few feet. That way you can put your jig in a certain spot. So let's get into this. Let's break it down, what we need to do setting wise, and then we'll go from there. All right, the first thing that I want to say is you need to choose one of the darker color palettes. And you want to choose either number 2, 3, or number 5. The reason you choose the darker color palettes is when you choose the other ones, the returns are a little bit too light. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I like these because it shows off different contrast a little bit better than those other ones do. So, but here's what I do is I want to put my forward range on about 20. I want to turn my noise control completely off. You need to see all the fine detail that's when you're up by these trees. If you turn the noise control on, you won't be able to catch the crappie that are lodged into the little crevices of the cypress trees. That's very, very important because these fish get way up in the little folds or the roots in the growth of the tree. Like there's a big crappie there at about 7 or 8 foot, 5 foot now. You want to make sure that you're seeing everything. And I know that makes that screen not be as crystal clear as Lowrance is known for. But when you're looking at these trees, you see those. You can see the individual folds or the little ridges and caverns inside the trees. And like, for example, here's a fish right at the bottom of the trees. It should be coming into the focus about 10 foot. You're only going to see them for a second. These fish hide, so you want to see every little thing. Now, another thing that I always do is I never go below 15 feet in, say, depth. But when you're fishing in very shallow water for crappie, I will take that depth and go to even 8 or 10 foot, just a couple feet below the actual bottom, because I want as much magnification as possible. You'll see me hopping a jig there about 3 foot. But take that, put it up at about 10, even 8 if you want maximum screen efficiency. Now, what you have to do is you have to look in each little fold. There's a crappie about 12 or 13 foot. It's a nice little crappie. It's right on the edge of a tree. Now notice as that tree comes into focus here, you lose that crappie because he is tucked into the little folds. And that's why you want your noise rejection off, because you want to see every fine detail. Now, there's a fish right there about the 10 foot mark, kind of tucked in between those 2 trees. It's hard to see. Now, it's a little bit tougher when it's windy and you have your unit on your trolling motor. I do have a Summit fishing equipment mount coming, so this will be eventually mounted to my live scanner pole. But guys, these are just some of the tricks that I use, and these are some of the ways that I catch big crappie, especially in the South, in Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, where we have these big cypress trees. These fish will spawn up in the crevices of these trees. There's a fish right there about 7 or 8 foot, just hovering off the bottom. Here's a nice little school of crappie right back there beyond 15 foot. But guys, I hope these things help. Please talk to me. Send me messages to ask me questions. I love to get in and talk to all the guys who watch and view these channels. And if you have something you want to see in particular, let me know, because I love to do these videos. I mean, I love it. I probably do 20, 30 videos a week. I don't release them all, but I always do it. But I love to do them. I love to teach and show things. And look at that crappie there, about 12 or 13 foot. Look at him on that tree going to the bottom. There's one about 15 foot also. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Hey, that's a big crappie there, about 10 foot. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And ring the bell. All right, guys. That's my settings. That's how I attack these trees when I'm fishing for cypress trees for crappie that are spawning. it's one of the best pieces of structure cover there is. I mean, it's an amazing piece of structure. They're around Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, those places like that have tons of them. And I'm gonna tell you what, if there's a cypress tree in the place, I'm gonna be fishing it, whether it be crappie or bass. But guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and ring the bell. But don't forget about this. We've got about 100 subscribers. In a week, we've gained 100. That's pretty good. But we need to get to 1,000 because I'm giving away a $50 gift card to chattyboys.com and a Summit fishing equipment. I'm giving away an Scout Mode Perspective mount, Perspective Mode mount, whatever you want to call it. I'm giving that away also. It's almost $100 worth of gifts when we get to 1,000 subscribers. Is that amazing or what? So guys, get in there, like the video, share them. Y'all, let's get this thing involved. We're growing slowly, but let's get on up there to 1,000. Let's do this. But guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and once again, ring the bell.